everybody. Before you jump into today's episode, I just want to preface this and let you know that I did notice on editing that there were some hiccups in the actual audio itself. I do not know where this is coming from or exactly how it happened. It must have just been something going on with technology that day that I did not catch. However, there is still such a big bulk of this episode that is completely fine and able to listen to without any problems. And it definitely is not this way the whole time. So bear with it as much as you can. And just know that I'm going to make sure I do a follow-up episode as well. And I cover more on this topic because even after I was like, there's so much value I want to share in this episode. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that there probably will be some audio hiccups, and just be aware of them and know that I'm aware of them too. And I apologize for them. However, it was a juicy episode and there was so much good shit in here that I just did not want to let it go. So I will come back and deliver even more badass goodness for you in another episode. But I do hope that you enjoy and love this one today. So enjoy. I'm Bensette, founder of the Bossy Babe brand, fitness coach, and serial entrepreneur turned intuitive life and business coach. The Wealthy Babe podcast is for the ambitious, courageous, and spiritually charged up woman in network marketing, craving wealth not only in her bank account, but in every aspect of her life. Get plugged in here each week for authentic and unfiltered conversations from myself and industry leaders who are going to support you and give you all the juicy behind the scenes and real talk around business, spirituality, strong points of view, and doing shit differently. This is a safe space to come undone, be heard, and be given permission to rewrite your own damn rules. So here we go. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Wealthy Babe podcast. Today is going to be amazing. We are talking all about raising your prices and owning your worth. So essentially, when to give yourself a raise in your business, and how to own your prices, how to own the investment that you are asking for. And I'm just really excited for this topic. I'm excited to be here. So whether you are on your way to work and you're jamming out to this episode, you're still hanging out in bed, you're laying there and you're chilling, or you are cleaning around the house, I'm excited to be with you. So you guys, I'm talking to women all the time that are burnt out. They are burnt out. They're feeling massively undervalued. They're feeling massively underappreciated. And it's like no matter what they do, they can't seem to make more money, and they're continuously struggling, and they're working a lot for very little, and they're feeling capped out, and they're like, I don't have any more room for more clients. I don't have any more room to make more money. Like, I am capped. What the fuck is going to give here? Like, how can I make more money going about the way that I am? Like, I'm capped. And I feel you. I was in this position for a really long time, and I was undercharging and undervaluing myself, and I didn't really realize that for a long time I was self-sabotaging. I had underlying beliefs that I maybe wasn't worthy of receiving the money that I or I was afraid of women not wanting to purchase at level, and ultimately that came down to a self-worth problem. It came down to this underlying belief that I wasn't worthy of that I was asking for, that I wasn't worthy of being appreciated and valued and taken care of. And I really had to work through that myself to see that it didn't matter if I had credentials. It didn't matter if someone else told me I was ready or told me I was good enough. I had to step into that myself. I had to be able to own that and to know that I had experience and what I had to say mattered, and I did create massive transformation in the women's lives that I touched. And I had to first believe that I was so freaking worthy of receiving before I was ever going to be able to ask confidently for the price that I do now, and for the price that I even asked a year ago or at any point at any level. And essentially, these women's relationships are lacking. They're working really, really hard, and they're just getting by, and they're missing out on a lot of time with family, and they're missing out on life. And I get it. I've been here and I've walked these shoes, and it is exhausting. It is exhausting to work for very little. Your relationships fall apart because you're not taken care of. You get frustrated, you get stressed out, and it comes and falls on to the people that are around you and the people you love most. And again, something has to give here, right? Something has to give. This is not something that you can continue doing for how long, and because you're exhausted, you're broke, and you're frustrated. That would be enough to really cap anybody out and to leave them really frustrated and annoyed and feeling like, hey, is there more for me out here? Is there when is it going to start raining money? When is it my time? When is it going to happen? So what it comes down to, you guys, is that if you're not making the money you crave, if you're not making the money that you want in your business, it comes down to your story about money, or it comes down to the story that you have about yourself. It's really one or the other. Either you have fear or guilt or shame or anger around money, or you don't believe that you're worthy of receiving money. You have a story about maybe money can't be for you, maybe wealth can be for you, maybe you're always supposed to struggle. Making money is supposed to be really, really hard. And you have this story that you've adopted, and as always, we take external circumstances, no matter what is, ultimately, we for things externally in our outside world to confirm internal beliefs. So in some way, shape, or form, if we believe that it has to be hard, we are going to continue to fill up our calendar without any space and make sure time for relaxation or pleasure or enjoyment, because we want to confirm that making money has to be really, really hard. And so we're going to overbook ourselves and undercharge and undervalue our services. And this is a really big common thread with women. And that's why I'm really passionate about talking about this, because especially since I've shifted my own money relationship and I've seen myself go from making $0 into six figures, like, this is something that I feel so passionate about helping other women with, because they can choose again. You guys can do absolutely anything that you want to, and you can make whatever money that you want to. But the thing is that no one's going to ask to pay more for your services. No one's going to be banging down your door when you're charging $10 asking to pay $1,000. It's not going to happen, but somehow, some way, we always internally think that that'll happen, and then we can start charging what we're worth. And there's this fear, right? There's this fear that, people are going to get angry at you for charging the prices that you are. People are going to say no, and you don't want to hear anyone say no. And you don't think that people are going to be willing to pay at that price, and you're going to be left with no clients and nobody around. And this is like this internal belief, this internal fear that we all seem to create up in our minds. And the truth is that it's not true at all. Like, that's really not the reality. And you can look at many successful entrepreneurs. Whether you're a health coach, or you are in beauty, or you are a coach or an online entrepreneur of another sort, there is somebody in your field and in your area of expertise who's making the money that you want to. Okay. So this is proof. This is living proof that it's possible. It's living proof that people are willing to pay at that level for what it is that you know and for what it is that you do. The only difference is that person decided to ask for it. That person decided that they are worthy of receiving it. And they decided that they were ready now. They didn't wait for someone else to tell them that they were ready, just decided and stepped to it. Right? So if you're thinking and you're charging at a really low and you're charging next to nothing for your service, whether it is, maybe you're charging $10 for one of your boot camps, or you are only receiving one time a year for your product and then coaching somebody for the entire year, or you're only charging $100 an hour as a coach. The thing is that you're going to attract these people, right? You're going to attract people in who want to invest at that level and are lower end clients, and people who are probably going to get angry if you do raise your prices up a little bit, because that's just who you're attracting. And again, it comes down to that story that you have about money. It comes down to the story about you and what you're worth. And so you're attracting in people based on that level. You are attracting in people based on the story that you have about yourself, because you want to confirm that that's true, right? But the thing is, as you raise your prices and you give you ultimately raise your self-worth, right? And then when you raise your self-worth and you raise your prices, you can give more to the people who do work with you, right? If your entire planner is packed solid and you have no time to eat, you have no time to sleep, you have no time for your relationship, and you're depleted and you're exhausted, but you're working really, 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 really hard, and you have now, like, I don't know, you have 100 clients because you're charging 10 or 20 bucks or even $100. You're charging a really low end for a lot of clients. There's only so much of you to go around. Okay, that's just the reality, is there's only so much of you to go around. And what happens in this space is that you're not able to give yourself fully to these clients. You're not able to give yourself fully to every single client that walks in the door and that does sign on with you. And ultimately, you're not able to give them the results that they need, and they're not going to show up the way that they should. And so in the long run, we need to ask ourselves and say, is charging a lower rate really serving anybody? Is it serving you, or is it even serving them? And I can guarantee you that it's not. What I learned through investing in myself at really high levels was that the transaction is the greatest lesson. I used to give so much away free. I used to give away all my for free. I used to give away, I'd answer every question in my inbox. I would do consultations for free. I would give a spot in a program. And what I learned is that the people who got these things for free, people who invested at low levels, did not show up and get the things that they needed to transform their lives the way that they needed to. And those were the people who needed it the most. Nothing is they needed it the most, but they were getting the experience that they needed out of it because they had no skin in the game. When people invest at a level that is uncomfortable for them, they have no choice but to show up and create massive results. And on the other end of it is you deserve to be compensated for your time and for your knowledge and your expertise. You deserve to be compensated to show up in the world stronger. You deserve to be appreciated. When you're appreciated, you're not going to burn out as fast, right? Because you're not trying to serve everybody. You're trying to serve the right people. And you're trying to serve the ones who are truly excited to show up. You're trying to serve the ones who want to invest their time and their energy and want to get results. I used to, all the time, I would sign on multiple different people, and that was amazing and all, but when they're paying low levels and they don't have any skin in the game, and then they just go MIA on me and I had no connection with them, they're not getting results. And when they're not getting results, I think something's wrong with me. And I thought, oh my goodness, like, I'm a failure, I'm a bad coach, I can't help anyone get results. Because I wasn't getting them uncomfortable enough. Your job is not to keep people safe and comfy. Your job is to get people results and to help change their lives. That is it. Okay, that's your job. It's to show up in service. And I truly, truly believe that when you're giving things for free, or even investing at a super low level, you're robbing them of their most important lesson, that transaction. A beautiful way to shift into this is to stop thinking that when someone pays you that you're taking away from somewhere else. Just because someone pays you at a high level or at high investment, it does not mean you're taking away from them from anywhere else. Okay, that's not what it is. You're giving them the greatest blessing, the greatest gift by getting to pay you. You're giving them this lesson that's in that transaction that they're worthy, that can receive, that would put skin in the game, that show up really strong. They get to see their superpowers, to see how amazing that they really are, that when they have something enough that's keeping them, they burn the boat, they keep getting themselves uncomfortable, and they have no excuse but to show up because now they have something they have so much skin in the game that they don't want to lose that money, right? They don't want to just invest that money and then lose it because it really matters to them. It's at a high level. They don't want to lose that. They don't want to see that just go in the trash. They're going to see a different version of themselves coming out of it, and they're going to thank you for that. But the people who get things for free, the people who are always serviced for nothing, take advantage of you. You get burnt out. You don't feel excited to show up. You don't feel excited to give them your all. And in the long run, you don't have energy to really even show up for them the way that you want to. If you're depleted, if you're broken, if you're exhausted, if you're burnt out, if you're fighting in your relationship, if your bills can't get paid, there's nothing left for you to give, right? So something has to give. It's so important that you recognize when you're getting burnt out, when you're getting depleted, look into your calendar and say, do I even have any more room for clients? How am I going to grow and scale my business? So often women are looking at their planner or their bank account and they're saying, well, I'm making 1K right now, or I'm making, $500, or I'm making X amount of money. I really want to make 5K, or really want to make 10K in my business. Okay, that's beautiful. But then you have to look at your calendar and say, well, where is it going to fit in? How am I going to fit in if I'm charging X amount right now for an hour, for my time, or for this service, or, for this product? How many more people do I need to make that money? What do I need to sell? What do I need to create? What do I need to do to bring that income in, to scale my business to that level? If you don't have space or time in there, something's got to give, right? You got to raise your prices and you got to increase them, because you only have so much time in the day. It is possible to do less and to make more, but you have to believe that you're so freaking worthy of it. You have it already yours. You have to believe the clients that you want to service are going to be willing to pay to be in your energy. It's not just about, people don't just buy product. They don't just buy service. They're buying a different version of themselves on the outside of it. They're paying to be in your energy. If your energy is confident and exciting and passionate and next level, and you're going to take them into the next level container with you, and you're going to put your energy behind what it is that theirs are and what it is that they want to achieve, that's what they're looking for, right? That's what they're investing in. And so if you're depleted and you're broke and you're tired and your relationship's falling apart, it doesn't matter what you charge. People aren't going to pay it because people don't want to be in it. So the most important thing that you can protect in your business is your energy. And you need to recognize when you're getting depleted, when you're getting burnt out, when you have no more space to increase your prices or to increase your revenue and to increase the cash flow, because you don't have any more space for clients, any more space to create programs or content or anything. It doesn't matter what it is that you're selling. If you don't have space to do it, you can't make more money. So are you capped out? Is your time capped out? If so, it's time to raise your prices. It's time for you to look at it and say, do I still feel lit up from this? Do I still feel excited to show up for this price? Do I still feel that my clients are getting results at this price? I recognize at a certain point that I had my prices at a level that, were uncomfortable for a while. However, I was starting to notice that they were not high enough for my clients to get the results that they wanted. And so the second that I started to shift my prices up and I increased them and I raised them, their results changed drastically. They showed up way stronger. They said yes way faster. They followed through on the things that they needed to do. And that was, again, further confirmation, not just for myself, but now seeing it for my clients, that when they have more skin in the game, they believe more in themselves and they're willing to show up stronger, and they're going to be the woman that they want to be. So that transaction and being able to raise that price, if you're looking at it as this bad, negative, scary thing, that's what it's going to be. I promise you that. That's what it's going to be. But if you can look at this as the greatest blessing that you ever give yourself and that you ever give somebody else, you're going to start to mend your relationship with money so beautifully, so fucking beautifully. Okay, owning your prices comes down to owning who you are and own your brilliance and your expertise. Okay, like I said, no one's going to come knocking door and say, can I actually pay you 10 times your worth? Because you're really worth it. People aren't going to do that. In order for you to attract those type of people, you have to first show up, believe that you're so insanely worthy of it. You have to believe that you are worth your time, your energy, your knowledge, your expertise in your space. You have to believe that that's worthy of massive compensation. You really, really do. And I promise you that when you shift into that space and you show up with confidence there, you're going to attract women who also are ready to pay that and to invest that and to say yes, even if they don't know how. You being able to raise your prices and to own your prices gives other women the power to do the same. When you're not doing that, you're robbing women of this beautiful relationship with money, a beautiful relationship with themselves, and ultimately transformation. And so I'm gonna challenge you to take a look at your calendar. I'm gonna challenge you to take a look at your life and do a real serious gut check and look at it and say, do I feel compensated? Do I feel burnt out? Am I capped out? Where could I bring in more money? Do I even have space for it? And if not, you know it's time to raise your prices and to own them. Because if you're at a and maybe you're somebody right now who's like, hey, I have increased my prices, but people aren't paying it. It's because you haven't invested into it yourself. Okay, you have not fully bought into your own price. You haven't fully bought into your own worth. You haven't fully bought into your own brilliance, and therefore people aren't buying into it either. They can feel you a mile away. They can feel your energy. They can feel your confidence. If you're showing up on a live video or you're on a sales call and you're asking for it and you feel really icky or weird about it, people can feel that. It is so essential and so freaking important that in order for you to receive what you want, you have to show up and decide that's already yours. So, girlfriend, this is a short and sweet one. It's a little quickie on your way to work or during the day. Maybe just a piece of inspiration, motivation, or that silent whisper that you were looking for, that you needed, that it's time, that you have permission, that you have validation, that you are worthy and ready and good enough where you are. You do not need to know anything more. You do not need another credential. You don't need another certification. You don't need anybody to tell you that you're good enough, that you've arrived. You just need to decide that yourself. Nothing needs to shift other than your decision that you're worth more. I promise you that as you start to increase your prices and you start to show up with confidence around them and you start to see that people are willing to pay it, you're going to feel so much more confident every single time you ask for it. And you're going to look back and say, what the hell took me so goddamn long? I promise you, girlfriend, I really, really do. Hear my heart in this, because I want nothing more than you to have abundance and to remember and recognize that abundance is your birthright. It is your natural state. Money is just an energy, you guys. That's it. Okay, take it off the pedestals. Take it off this pedestal that it's something that other people can have and it's not something for you. Own what you want and know that you are so fucking worthy of it. Okay, what you know, what you have to say is needed in this world. Somebody needs it. If you have gone through something, if you have a service to offer, if you have energy to give, if you have love and support to give, it's because it's meant to be given. It's because it's meant to be in this world, and there is somebody that needs it. But don't rob people from the experience that they need to have when they get into your space. Because as you create results for other people, they're going to get transformed, and that's going to create word of mouth and more success. And you're going to feel so much more lit up in your business because people are actually getting the results that they want. The second I started raising my prices, people started to show up strong. They started getting results. Not once did they ever say, oh, you ripped me off. Never. They said, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because of you, I have done XYZ. Because you allow me the space to feel worthy and to trust myself and to in myself, I was able to create XYZ for my life. I have a better relationship. I have a stronger marriage. I have a better business. I'm impacting lives. I actually see that I'm worthy. This is an invaluable opportunity that you get to give to me, but you have to first get comfortable with it. And maybe you haven't invested in yourself, and that could be a disconnect. If you know, that was a big thing for me, is if you want to increase your prices, if you want to start to receive more, I want you to double check and look around and be like, well, when's the last time I've invested in myself at a higher level? When's the last time that I was able to give at a higher level? The more that you are able to stand in integrity with the prices that you're asking, the more confident you're going to be around for asking for them in general. So that was a big disconnect for me, was asking for a price that I wasn't willing to give myself. So I'm going to challenge you again as well to look at it and say, well, where could I also invest, a little bit higher for myself? Where could I take a really big leap and stand stronger in integrity and do the things that I want my ideal client to do? Because you guys, we don't attract what we want. We attract who we are. And if we are somebody who invests at low levels, if we are somebody who is saying we're broke or cheap a lot, we're going to attract in those types of customers as well. So it's really, really essential for you to do a gut check and to see where you're showing up for yourself and what kind of customers that you want to attract in, what kind of clients you want to serve, and then essentially showing up that way for yourself first. So girlfriend, I'm here supporting you. I'm giving you all the love. Go raise your prices, go assess your calendar and see how you can shift this and decide that you're so fucking worthy of more and be able to give this gift to somebody else. I promise you everything's going to shift when you do. So as always, I love you so freaking much. Come and continue this conversation inside of the Boss Babe Club. I would be so happy to chat more about money and chat more about raising your prices and support you in this space. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. And I truly hope that you enjoyed this episode. And you guys, we will see you next time. Bye.